High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuting my pain in that cleansing the rain. Down out, I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. But it's something that I just carried for years. And then finally it was like, I'm going to talk about it. This is something that happened. This is something that broke me. This is something that changed me. And I had to come back from this. So I think people have to get to that step of stop. Yeah, it's a trust issue because you don't know who's there for you or not. But at the same time, if you're just telling your story, it don't matter if they're there for you or not.
That's it. That's it.
Got to let go of the embarrassment. Got to let go of the guilt and the shame behind the story. And I think that's also too what hinders people into making that move, men or women. I can't say it's just men because I know a lot of women that can't get to that point of being honest with themselves about a lot of situations, you know.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you're saying, the hurt, you know, starting with the brothers, because I can see I do both. I try to regardless of how I personally feel, I always try to step back and I say bring balance to every situation when it comes to certain things. So with the men, the hurt and the embarrassment for us, it's like it starts with the trust. It starts with the trust. Like, who do I trust?
Right.
But if you was to peel that back and say, well, why you don't trust? Why you don't it goes deeper to where, you know, for some men, it goes back into their childhood.
Yeah.
You know, how they were raised.
Yeah. Whether
they had good role models or good father figures or even a good father in their life.
Right.
See, me, I've had male role models. I'm gonna say like this. I had male figures in my life, but not many of them were role models. Like, I grew up thinking that this is how you treat women. Like, you gotta you know, rough them up a little bit and slap them around and call them out their name, and because that's what I saw coming up. Right. Like, this is the men that you gotta be, you know, you gotta treat them like this, bro, because if not, you know, they're gonna be So because the stereotype was, it's okay for, you know, I'm gonna say like this: if a young lady was to date 4 or 5 guys or sleep with 4 or 5 guys, she's considered a hoe.
Yup.
But if a guy do it, he's considered a player. Like, come on, like, make it make sense. Like,
got kudos.
So the whole male ego thing and this whole thing that we deal with as men and my macho stuff, it didn't come at 21.
Right.
It didn't come at 25. It came when we was like 13, 14. We got 2, 3 girlfriends. Oh, look at Mike. He's so cute. He got the little curly hair. He got 3 little girlfriends. He got me calling out. Mom, my mama like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. But let that same mama have Shaniqua, and she got all these boys. Girl, what you doing? I ain't raised you like that. I ain't raised you to be no. So the stereotype goes a little bit different. And coming up for us as men, the trust issues and the things that we go through, what happened is we have some behavior that we need to unlearn.
Right.
Because it started at a young age.
Right.
And and for most men who don't take the time to do this, and this is coming from my relationship concept, is you don't value a relationship that you're in because you don't understand the person who you are and the person that you with.
Right.
And this is where like some women may feel they've been shortchanged because they get in relationship with these men who, first of all, don't know how to love you.
Right.
Don't know how to speak life to you.
Right.
The first thing they see, because for most men, if I'm honest, because I'm just talking about Alvin. I ain't gonna talk about Jeff and them because Jeff gonna know, he's gonna hear it and he's gonna feel what I'm saying. But for Alvin, in the beginning, it was like this. I learned this now, that women are connected to men emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Men are attracted to women physically,
Right.
and that's a difference.
Right.
So when they come together, it looks like it's love. It looks like it's all. It looks like it's tight.
Right.
But technically, he's mostly attracted to you physically because of what you look like,
Right.
because of what you can throw down, how you can throw down, and what you give him, and how you treat him.
Right.
You're attracted to him, ladies, emotionally, and you think that he's loving you, he cares. No, I'm not saying that the men. I'm not saying that there are not men that don't do it now. It is, but for more, I'm talking about the majority, most men who don't understand, who struggle with this.
Right.
That's the reason why you had issues. That's the reason why it didn't work out. That's the reason why you got trust issues, because it's a trickle effect from something that happened before. And
Right.
for me, I had to figure out the DNA, like where did all this come from? Where did it start? So,
Right.
so when a man can back up and be honest with themselves and say, this is where it came from, and say, oh, okay. So now I gotta know how to do it differently. So
Right.
it goes to say that now I have to, you know, get retrained all over again and
Right.
say, how do you learn, how do you unlearn learned behavior?
Right. Unfortunately, now we have tons of women who are all hot girl summer. Everybody want a hot girl
Come on
summer
now.
these days. And unfortunately, women, unfortunately, they're not as they used to be. There's a lot of hurt women out there these days, and that's why I say
Mhm.
both sides are now just hurt sides and against each other instead of helping each other grow. Because you got a lot of women and they're trying to fill up this void and space of people and choosing all the wrong people. I believe in soulmates. And I don't believe just
Me
because
too.
there's 8 billion people in this life that you got that many options. I think
Mhm.
you have destined soulmates. Not to say you just got one, but I do feel like you got destined people to be together in a relationship.
That's
And I
it.
think if people looked at relationships that way, they would care for it better instead of just, oh, you're not acting right today. Oh, I got more options on Instagram. Oh, I'm getting more attention.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
social media is playing a big part on men and female because everybody got likes and all of these people watching them and all these people in your
Mm-mm,
none of that attention is good attention.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Because look
mm-mm,
at what you got to post to get the attention.
mm-mm, mm-mm. Not all of it. No, if it
And then
ain't
the
about.
men who are posting, getting all these likes and hearts and shit, these are thirsty ass women on your shit. Because women who have a value, they're not liking every man's fucking post. They're not, liking tons of men's shit. They're
Not
minding their
all the
damn
time.
business and just living life.
Yeah, that part. That
So I
part.
just look like, and I do deal with a lot of women, you guys. I do a lot of working with women in trauma, and it's
Okay.
a lot of women out there that are struggling. And until we come to some common ground together, I feel like it's like, damn, we have to take out this thinking that you just got a million options. And if we did that, we would build and we would work on our relationships with someone. We'd
Back.
see someone and be like, I was drawn to you for a reason. After the initial first, because I do believe that where men and women they're attracted on different ways to each other.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
once you're
definitely,
talking to
definitely.
someone, I think in the first couple conversations, you can see, do I like this person as a person or no?
Right.
You know? Or is this person just giving me bullshit of what they want to hear? I think in the
Back.
first couple conversations you can see that. So if it's real, like if it's a real connection, you guys have something real, even if you're traumatized, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the part where you got to take a step back and be like, damn, what if we worked on this? What if we both got help?
Yeah, that part. That's the key. That's it. That's it right there.
Instead of
That-
like, oh no, I'm just gonna go see what my what my
yeah,
social media is
yeah,
doing right now
yeah.
because I
Yep.
got options.
Yep. Come on. We go there. And that man, it was like three different things that went off my head when you was talking. I didn't want to interrupt because I'm like, yo, she is on it like the blue bonnet, baby. Because I'm telling you, like, the thing for me, because I listen, because my pet, like I said, my when I talk about this stuff with men, about men and about relationships and about but this whole thing with just empowering people.
Right.
I'm like ET. I'm going hard in the paint with this because I don't play with this. This thing like really gets me. And I tell people all the time, I says, look, especially when it comes to the relationship piece, for the relationship piece, as far as men and women, you know, When people always say, women got bags. They do, but
Yeah.
guess what? Men got luggage,
Like
baby.
really?
Real talk. Say, fellas, not. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Women got bags. They do, but we have luggage. And the
Right.
thing about now, if you look at take a man and a woman side by side, you see her with all her bags, right? We seen the little mimis, right? But guess what? She got little bags,
Right.
but we got luggage. So we got more stuff in our stuff than that's in them bags.
Right.
We can talk about that, but we don't want to talk about that.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about that because we got luggage, we carry our stuff, or we've been carrying our stuff since we were little boys. And instead of us letting it out, because again, we were taught not to express our feelings, we were taught to
Right.
suppress them other ways. Because if you show your emotions, that shows you that that's a sign of weakness. So we
Right.
kept it.
Right.
So here I am, 10 years old, with my first crush,
Mm-hmm.
my first letdown at 10. And I'm like, how do I deal with that? I can't talk
Right.
about that. I can't go crying. I can do whatever because she don't like me no more. So now it starts from that till I'm 54 now. So until
Right.
all those other relationships that came after that, until I got to 21, for those 10, 11 years, how much of that feelings was inside of me that I didn't let nobody know? Like,
Right.
what did I do? Because all of that caused me to now become a different type of person.
Right.
So I handle relationships differently. I talk to women differently. I treat them differently. I didn't tell nobody about this one because I didn't want nobody to know. So
Right.
that behavior became learned behavior. And now because we grown, we think that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you treat them. That's what you're supposed to say. That's how you're supposed to act. That's how you're supposed to feel.
Right.
No, bro, no,
Right.
no, that's so wrong.
Right.
And it's
Right.
crazy because we grown.
Right.
We in our adults now. So we doing stuff based off of okay, and we did it and we done it so many times, like it happened in so many multiple relationships, that became the normal for us.
Right.
So if we don't see that in a relationship, we don't think that this is for me. We don't think that's no, she's for me. We don't think that
Right.
she don't think that's for him. Because for sisters, listen, I'm telling you, I tell one sister, I said, look here, I'm not trying to get in your bed to get in your head. I'm trying to give you some revelation or some truth and light and to understand and let you know where it's at and what's right. Because at the end of the day, listen, I know what you've been dealing with.
Right.
And I'm just trying to give you some advice to let you know I care. And I don't want to see you keep going down that road like that. But
Right.
for most women, you know, sometimes because they've been hurt so much and been hurt by the wrong people and the wrong men, it's
Right.
like when the right person or the right guy comes along with
Right.
the truth, he gets rejected. It's
Oh.
almost like what he want. He must want something. Why? Because he being nice. So now I can't be nice to you just to be nice. No, I don't know.
Right.
And one time I was in my feelings about that.